We're very happy to have with us Mr. Eliades, who is Deputy Director of Investment Promotions and Facilitation, the Enterprise Greece in Athens. So welcome, Elias.
Thank you very much for inviting us again.
Elias graduated with a master's in the University of Warwick in UK. He has over 18 years experience in the field of foreign direct investments. He is now Deputy Director of Investment Promotion in Enterprise Greece, which is the national investment and trade promotion agency which operates under the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. In this position, he has supervised and participated in a large number of missions in key markets. He has promoted investment opportunities to international investors and highlighted aspects that make Greece a unique investment destination. He has organized Greek official government visits to foreign markets, prepared customized investment proposals, advised on available financial tools and incentives for overseas investors. In the last 2 years, Elias and his team have facilitated the realization of significant number of investments in sectors such as tourism, energy, food, technology, R&D, business services, with the creation of an estimated 4,000 new job positions. So, Elia, welcome once again. We will start off by asking you to talk to us about a general holistic view of why you think Greece offers a unique investment proposition to international investors, and if possible, compare it with the rest of the European market, which is a huge market. Why should someone choose Greece relative to the other 27 countries? Over to you.
Thank you very much, Parsec. That was a very good introduction. You are perfectly prepared about our work at Enterprise Greece, which is, as you rightly said, Greece's National Investment Promotion Agency, the famous IPA, which has a twofold mandate to promote, attract, and facilitate private investments in Greece on the one hand, and on the other, to help Greek companies to export their products globally. So, back to your questions. They are very concrete, I would say, and straightforward reasons for what you asked. But allow me first to set the framework. Greece, during the last 2 years, is in the process of transforming its economy. Investments and growth revival, despite the current uncertain period because of the pandemic, has been the direct result of a new growth strategy, which aims to establish, first of all, a new investment-friendly environment and promote an export-oriented production model. The Greek government, the newly elected Greek government, we have a new government since last year, has set a number of key priorities for economic growth, which is focused on creating high value and set the conditions for inclusive growth. The policies are focused on creating, of course, new jobs by capitalizing on the high caliber of human capital. Of course, to attract more foreign direct investment, and last but not least, to promote outward-looking and export-oriented sectors and support innovative and dynamic companies through a lean and supporting public sector and a stable, environmental-friendly framework for investments. Allow me to mention that at a time when investors globally are looking back at the traditional markets of Europe, Greece offers a unique investment proposition, combining the advantages of the developed economy with the opportunities for growth usually associated with what we call emerging economies. And arguably, Greece presents today a unique investment proposition as it combines three very important elements. Timeless competitive advantages pertaining to each location. We all know that Greece has a very geostrategic position. We are at the crossroads of 3 continents. We connect Europe, Asia, and Africa. It's a natural gateway to Europe, along with a wealth of natural resources. It's, by definition, a developed country, active member of all key international institutions, an established democracy with rule of law, and a highly developed infrastructure. And last but not least, a country offering great growth potential as a market opening up to investment, with market consolidation and with opportunities to acquire assets and run operations at highly competitive costs, and of course, lots of growth opportunities in all key sectors of the economy. The key sectors for which we are going to refer later on in our discussion. Thank you very much for your question. So we can move on.
Thank you for introduction. So you referred to, we'll go to the next slide. You referred to a number of sectors that have attracted a lot of interest from overseas investors. Can you tell us now a little bit more about each of these sectors, why in your view, they are attractive for overseas investors? And in your answer, please also refer to sectors that are attractive for small and medium-sized businesses, because we have in our audience companies that are interested in that.
Yes. Thank you very much for the question. Although there are many sectors of interest, there are 9, I would say, distinctive business sectors which display Greece's competitive advantage and offer very attractive investment opportunities today for not only large or medium-scale companies, but also to smaller ones. These are tourism and real estate, agribusiness and food, energy and renewables, as you can see in the slide, logistics, information and communications technology and advanced technology in general, life sciences and pharmaceuticals, global business services, focusing mainly on the establishment of shared service centers in Greece and business process outsourcing centers, and cultural and creative industries. To these, one should also add the opportunities that arise from the very ambitious privatization program run by the Hellenic Asset Development Fund, a specific fund which handles the privatization program in Greece. Getting into more detailed approach on each sector I have referred, allow me to mention that the gap that exists between demand and supply of tourist services provides significant opportunities in many subsectors of the Greek tourism market, let's say. The creation of luxury resorts, tourism residencies, marinas, cruises, golf tourism, thematic parks, etc. In terms of real estate, foreign demand on Greek real estate is growing rapidly as overseas investors are drawn by attractive asset prices right now, amid strong signs of recovery in the Greek real estate market after years of decline, because we're through a very difficult period, a period of economic recession during the last 10 years. So we're experiencing right now strong signs of recovery in the Greek real estate market. As far as the food and agribusiness sector is concerned, these sectors have been traditionally one of the major export sectors for Greece, with a strong presence globally. We all know that from olive oil to flour products, honey to processed meats and ready meals, Greek companies have leveraged the competitive advantages offered by the Greek primary production in order to competitively enter and remain in global markets, making food and agriculture one of the most dynamic and high growth sectors in Greek manufacturing. As far as food and beverage is concerned, the manufacturing part, allow me to mention that today it represents 25% of Greece's industry and 25% of employment in manufacturing sector. In this particular sector, opportunities exist in the development of commodity products, in olive oil, of course, in the aquaculture industry, fish farming, in niche market products like superfoods, and of course in organic agriculture. Getting into a more detailed approach as far as life sciences and pharmaceuticals is concerned, Greece's life sciences sector has been developing at a vigorous rate during the last few years, with new startup and spin-off companies increasingly pursuing international R&D collaborations for the development of competitive technology-based products and services. Essential to this dynamic growth is the Greek R&D infrastructure, which includes international renowned research institutes, research teams, and university research groups. There are several Greek companies already competing successfully in the international pharmaceutical markets, with a strong shift towards R&D, innovation, and marketing. Indicative investment opportunities in this sector include the area of generics, the elderly and long-term care, clinical trials, e-health, and home care services. Into the discussion of the energy market now, and specifically on the renewable energy sources market. The energy market provides many options for companies to participate in electricity production through renewable energy sources, the grid expansion, the transmission and distribution of natural gas, and the hydrocarbons. Allow me to mention that the untapped potential in renewables, the unexplored hydrocarbons, and the strategic location for evolving new networks from the transportation of energy from Asia and the Middle East to Europe, shape today Greece's emergence as a key regional energy hub. The ICT sector now is the sector of advanced technology. It offers several opportunities for investment in high-end value-added services with a global reach, leveraging the availability of skilled labor, the existing know-how and research capabilities, the strong IT and telecoms infrastructure, and of course the outstanding living and working conditions. The strength of this sector is the versatile minds of its people. Many Greek startups are competing successfully abroad, and major international players have a strong presence in the Greek market. Indicative opportunities in this sector include the development of data centers. I will remind you the most recent announcement by Microsoft in this field. Call centers and service centers staffed by English-speaking staff mainly. Mobile marketing and advertising, software development, information security services, assembly and distribution of ICT devices, B2B cloud services, and last but not least, information security services. Moving on to the logistics sector, Greece tends to be, allow me to refer on that, tends to become one of the key players in the entire region. And the reason is simple. Greece stands, as I said in the beginning, at the crossroads of three continents, being at the same time located at one of the busiest trade routes in the world. Through a number of existing projects and projects under development, Greece is developing the capacity today to capture an increased share of trade flow to Europe. Global business services, what we call the service sector and the BPO sector, a very important trend, especially since 2016 onwards. Since 2016 onwards, there is a tremendous, I would say, interest of global firms to establish their global business services service activities, either in the form of shared service centers or in the form of business process outsourcing centers. The reasons are profound. Safety of Europe and EU membership, political and economic stability, availability of talented pool of workforce in many scientific and technical disciplines, and last but not least, a favorable investment incentive framework for this kind of businesses, offering generous wage cost subsidies training and technical equipment subsidies, and R&D grants. And I will close by referring to the film industry, what we usually call the creative industries. Greece is currently emerging as the Hollywood of Europe, and it's not an exaggeration. The incomparable natural and architectural landscape, the natural light all year long, the safe and hospitable environment, along with a very, very favorable legislative framework consisting of streamlined licensing procedures and a generous cash rebate scheme of 40%, attract right now the interest of global renowned film production companies and studios. Okay. And with this, I will close this very important I think, reference to the sectors, the priority sectors for investing.
So thank you very much. Obviously, there are a lot of interesting sectors that Greece is attractive for. Now, can we go on to the next slide? And I would like to ask you that we know that the Greek government is a business-friendly government, is open to overseas investors. We have seen that in practice over the last few years. Can you tell us some of the incentive programs that are available that the current government is offering to attract foreign investors and direct investment into Greece?
Thank you very much for the question. I will give you a brief overview of what I call key investment incentive schemes, because we have lots of investment incentive schemes, but I selected the most important ones to refer, because we don't have the time to devote to all the available investment schemes. I will refer to the most important ones, although I don't believe this is the most crucial reason for a potential investor to invest in a market. It's, of course, an advantage, of course, a good tool, but it goes hand in hand with other very important factors. The most important tool for attracting investment in Greece is the investment incentives law framework, which offers very generous investment incentive schemes consisting of tax exemptions, cash grants, leasing subsidies, wage cost subsidies, stable corporate tax rate for 12 years when we're talking about large investment projects above 20 million, and rapid licensing, of course. State aid starts from 10% and reaches up to 55% depending on two very important parameters. The company size, the company size according to the EU definition of company sizes, and the exact geographic location of the investment. If you combine, let's say, these two very important parameters, the company size and the exact geographic location of the investment, then you can get the percentage of subsidy you can have from the investment incentives law. This is one, I would say, the most important tool for attracting investments. The second very important tool is what we usually call in Greece the fast track law. It has to do with what we call strategic investment projects, projects that fulfill specific qualitative and quantitative criteria. It offers a very big set of, let's say, incentives like fast licensing, which means that all licensing authorities are obliged to examine documentation relevant to licensing in priority, national priority, and are obliged to issue all licensing approvals within 45 days. There is the incentive of the creation of special spatial development plans for these projects and other derogations depending on the investment, of course. The framework offers very generous wage cost subsidies as well, R&D subsidies, income tax rate stabilization or tax exemption, and the acceleration of tax depreciation of fixed assets. There is a specific procedure for this law. Interested investors having strategic investment projects that fulfill these qualitative and quantitative criteria are obliged to submit their business plan, their investment plan to Enterprise Greece. We're evaluating the investment plan under a specific management fee and then we submit our opinion to what we call the Interministerial Committee for Strategic Investment, which decides upon approval or not. If the project is approved, then it can have all the benefits on offer by this framework. And last but not least, I will refer to a very recent framework, the framework of shared service centers and business process outsourcing centers. And we are very proud of this framework because it's a direct child, let's say, of enterprise Greece. We didn't have this kind of programs in Greece. We witnessed the trend during the last 3 years, and because we have a very active policy advocacy role, we submitted our proposal to central government about the creation of a specific investment incentive schemes for this kind of businesses and investments. Central government examined our proposition, and then we have a brand new law right now for offering very generous incentives for this kind of activities. It has to do with job creation, gas grants, training grants for personnel, CAPEX funding, as I said, employer training grant, and RDDI grants, which can be up to 50%. This is a brand new framework, and I will refer later on to some companies that have already submitted their business plan so as to get benefit from these specific investment incentive framework.
Okay, that was very interesting. To be honest, it's almost so good that Arita Capital should be thinking about relocating. I would now like to go on to the next slide, where we will talk about the investments that have actually taken place, so that we talk about with concrete facts. So even though we are going through a very difficult period due to the pandemic, there are signs that the Greek economy is recovering, and there are signs of new interest from multinationals coming into the market. So I'd like you to talk to us about investments that have been made by multinationals that we can see on the slide, but also other new developments that have happened recently.
Yes. Thank you for the question again. This is the most important part of my intervention today. The thing is that, as I said in the beginning, we are experiencing a tremendous interest for Greece from various business sectors, companies that are looking for relocating into the Greek market. And I will refer to very big investments, but believe me, there are opportunities also for smaller companies and medium-sized companies as well. So we are helping these companies. We're not focusing also on attracting large-scale investments or multinationals in Greece, but we're helping also small and medium-sized firms to expand their activities into the Greek market. I will start my intervention in this question by mentioning the very recent investment of Microsoft. Microsoft, as you may already know, selected recently Greece for a flagship investment in data management. The new Microsoft project plans to build new data centers in Greece that will establish the Microsoft Cloud region in the country, adding Greece to the world's largest cloud infrastructure footprint. And the project is expected to contribute more than €1 billion to the Greek economy. Another very important and recent investment is the investment taking place by Pfizer, a very well-known pharmaceutical company. Acknowledging the high concentration of digital talent in Greece, Pfizer will operate a facility for the development of medicines and vaccines, creating 200 skilled jobs, an impressive number, of highly technical and specialized digital capabilities, including artificial intelligence and big data analytics. This is a very, very important investment, and is going to be developed in Thessaloniki, which is the second largest city of Greece, not in Athens. Another very important investment, because I referred, the first one was related, Microsoft was related to technology, Pfizer is related to pharmaceuticals. I will refer to another very important investment, which is that of Blackstone, the very well-known U.S. investment fund, which together with its Spanish investment platform, High Partners, has already entered the Greek market in the tourism industry sector. The Blackstone Real Estate Partners Europe has reached an agreement to acquire 5 Greek hotel businesses in Greece, in Ionian Sea and in Crete, in Zante Island, in Corfu and in Crete. An acquisition of hotel units reaching almost 180 million euros. This is a very important entry into the Greek market by a very well-known brand. We all know Blackstone. It's an important investment fund in the real estate in the United States, together with High Partners, which is the most important developer and let's say real estate developer in the Spanish peninsula. And what is very, very important is the fact that this is the first investment of High Partners outside Spain, which is very, very important. And it selected Greece for the reasons I just mentioned, because they see the potential, they saw the growth of tourism revenues and tourism arrivals during the last 2 or 3 years, although we had a significant decline this year because of the COVID-19 pandemic, but we are pretty sure that we're going to recover fast. The next very important investment is that of Eliades. Eliades is a very big French company, active, expanded recently its investment presence in Greece, because Eliades is already in the Greek market. But the company established a shared service center to centralize its accounting activities in Greece across 14 countries, which means that the reasons that Eliades selected Greece was the fact that it found the necessary workforce, skilled workforce, accountants, economists, so as to deliver and centralize its accounting activities for Europe, serving 14 countries. The choice of Athens means for the company the ability to access, as I say, a talent pool of employees, and the project is creating a significant number of qualified jobs, up to 170. Very, very important investment, because, as you all know, Greece, the main trouble that Greece faced during the last 10 years was the big rate of unemployment. The next very important investment is that of Accenture, a global business services firm, which established for the first time in 2013 a global center of excellence in Athens with 100 high caliber employees serving clients around the globe on the customer and marketing analytics space. And in 2020, decided to establish an office also in Thessaloniki, the second largest city of Greece, because it considers the city to be an important hub for the entire region. If you visit our website, we have already prepared some very nice video FDI testimonials with the companies themselves explaining the reasons they selected Greece as their new location for investment. Sitel, another very important group from the United States. Sitel Group opened its first operations and contact center in Athens in 2020. The investment is estimated to employ more than 1,000 staff during its first phase of operation. And we have also the expansion of the French Valorem in the renewable energy sources sector. Valorem, it's a French brand in renewable energy sources, acquired an 82 megawatt renewables wind park portfolio in Greece. And the company is willing to expand even further its presence in Greece. We have also the investment of Switch, an Emirati company, Switch Group, an Emirati company. Sorry?
Can you finish very soon, because we're running out of time?
Yes. Switch Group, which is a not big company, it's a medium-sized company, makes the strongest presence in the Greek market by investing in the Greek market, acquiring specific assets. We have also the Philip Morris investment, the 300 million investment in Greece. We have also, in terms of privatization, the privatization of Piraeus Port and privatization of the Thessaloniki Port. We are all aware of Costco's presence in Greece, in the Piraeus Port. And I will close up with the investment of Melia, which has already expanded into the Greek hospitality industry. It's a Spanish firm. It has also expanded in the hospitality industry. The group aims to increase its footprint further over the next few years, as the real estate market is very competitive with attractive and very profitable returns on investments. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry.
And you can see, of course, in the slide, a lot of other companies that have already invested in the Greek market.
Yes, that was very interesting. Thank you very much. It's very difficult to put all this information in a few minutes. I'm afraid we're running out of time. We have another slide where you were going to present about the services offered by Enterprise Greece. If you can say in 5 sentences.
5 sentences. Okay. Okay. The only thing you need to know. So I think that you will deliver this presentation. You will disseminate this presentation to everybody. So yes. In a few words, Enterprise Greece has 2 pillars, as I said in the beginning: the investment pillar and the trade pillar. We attract, we welcome, we facilitate, we support foreign investments in Greece. We prepare customized proposals. We inform investors about the available investment incentive schemes. We organize the site location visits. As far as investment pillar is concerned, on the trade side, we promote the export of Greek products. We connect Greek exporters and entrepreneurs with potential partners around the world. We organize the presence of Greek companies at conferences, for exhibitions and trade shows. And we host foreign delegations and visitors to Greece in order to discuss with Greek, let's say, companies in order to assist them to export their products globally. So what you need to have in mind is that all our services are free of charge, are offered on a complimentary basis, and we have 2 pillars, the investment pillar and the trade pillar. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Ilya. That was very interesting.